Jake Lang is a candidate that you probably have not heard of, and I hope that you never do outside of this story, but you might, because he is running for US Senate in Florida. And he doesn't have a lot of political experience except for that thing there, because he was one of the January 6th insurrectionists. He's free to run for Senate because he was pardoned by President Donald Trump, and now he's running for the Senate, and he's got big plans, okay? He said he wants his first act, if elected, to deputize racist hate groups to hunt down undocumented migrants. He has this tweet here where he says he wants to 10 times the deportation of illegals by deputizing the Proud Boys and other insurrectionists. So just give them a badge and then let them loose on anyone they think might be a migrant. And maybe they beat some people and maybe they kill some people. What do I care? I don't even really see them as people. And that's his plan. That's what he is staking his candidacy on. He has described himself as a January 6th political prisoner after he was caught on video using a bat to strike police. He was trying to murder police with a bat, and he's now running as a candidate in Florida. When he was asked about his involvement in the January 6th riot, he told Newsweek he didn't believe that police officers were assaulted, even though he himself did it. When the reporter stated that there was video footage of police officers being assaulted, he said it was just self-defense, or defense of a third person, or defense of a country. I feel like those are kind of different things. It's hard to say that you're doing self-defense when you're running through the police barricades so you can get at Congress. No, it's defense of a country, which kind of sounds like what you'd say if you were doing a coup and either didn't know what that word is or how to pronounce it or didn't want to use it in the first place. And so very clear about that. By the way, he also said, if President Donald J. Trump ever needs the January 6ers ever again, we are here and we will not ever shrink from the calling of defending our country. So he wants to join the government, and he's also saying if the president ever wants us to overturn the government again, we'll do it. Thank you, Donald Trump, for releasing these violent criminals. They're there waiting in the shadows if you ever need us to defend America again. So anyway, all of this is a reminder, Viviana, that the left has a problem of political violence. What do you say about that?
Well, I will say that Lang does have a lot of experience walking the halls of Congress. I mean, granted, it was only taking a poop on Nancy Pelosi's desk, but he was there and he knows what it looks like inside. It is absolutely frightening, John. I mean, honestly, this is like crazy domestic terrorists we're now giving a platform to. And where's Joe Rogan talking about this sort of like blind allegiance to somebody and not your actual country, but the king?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this guy is out there and he's running, and I'm assuming he won't win, but it's Florida. Like I'm quoting him because I think his quotes alone tell you everything you need to know about why he should never be in the government. But do you think that like a regular MAGA person in Florida would have a problem with any of that, including the beating cops with a baseball bat? I don't think that they would have any problem with that. He's extreme.
I didn't know you were allowed. I didn't know you were allowed. I mean, he was pardoned in self-defense.
I don't think generally they think that's okay. I'm pretty sure that if one of the Portland Frogs were to whip out a Louisville Slugger, I don't think that they would consider that acceptable. But in this case, he's great. And by the way, he may get what he wants. The Supreme Court, after all, said that you can just racially profile people. DeSantis might well, in advance of running for office, deputize right-wing or neo-Nazi militias to go after them. I could totally see that happening. But let's turn now to another one of these. We've been doing little check-ins on those pardoned from their crimes on January 6th. Then you've got the terrible political candidates and you got the people involved in lethal shootouts with the police. Well, we have another one now. It's a January 6th rioter charged with threatening to murder Hakeem Jeffries. So he apparently said, this is Mr. Moynihan, said, Hakeem Jeffries makes a speech in a few days at NYC. I cannot allow this terrorist to live. Even if I am hated, he must be eliminated. I will kill him for the future. So that put him in a little bit of legal trouble there. And so Christopher Moynihan is probably gonna end up behind bars again, Although maybe not for long. I mean, his willingness to murder politicians he disagrees with put him in jail once already, and he was released because the people that he was willing to brutalize were Democrats. So I don't know why it wouldn't work for him again. But anyway, this is out there. And the one thing I wanted to mention about this is like a fairly big news story. I mean, Hakeem Jeffries is in the leadership of the Democratic Party. And also, I think for some reason, threatening to murder Hakeem Jeffries feels even crazier because like him, he's the person that you think you need to take down at all costs. I get that, like, if they want to attack Bernie Sanders or AOC, they've been propagandized to about those people for a long time. They think they're communists, but Hakeem Jeffries, he's a corporate Democrat. What issue do you have with him? But also, Fox News briefly acknowledged on their website that this story was going on, but it hasn't stopped all of their hosts from going on and saying, like last night, Sean Hannity said, there is no political violence from the right. It's all from the left. He was talking about the No Kings rallies where there was no violence. And he was studiously not talking about this threat to murder the leader of the Democrats in Congress, which was coming from a guy that Donald Trump released out. Think about it, Viviana. He could have succeeded. If he had done it and not been stopped, it would have all been on Donald Trump for pardoning him. But I have no doubt that they would have figured out a way around that rhetorically. What do you make of this?
Well, the scary thing is even if he didn't succeed, which he didn't, he could embolden somebody else to take those same steps and getting this press and getting, the fact that there is no accountability, no, the laws don't seem to exist unless you are an extremist leftist, which means you just aren't under the, mental hold of the Trump administration.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous place.
Yeah. And look, I'm very glad, obviously, jokes aside about Hakeem Jeffries, I'm very glad that nothing actually ended up happening to him. I don't want to be the target of violence, but we have just seen so many threats against elected Democrats, including successful ones. I mean, Melissa Hortman was actually killed, but you had Josh Shapiro's house being burned down. Remember, there was a long list of other people on the Melissa Hortman targeting list, including the former candidate for vice president. And so the fact that the right has not only been able to not acknowledge this, but at the same time try to present the idea that the Democrats are the problem, that is deeply messed up. If you enjoyed that, make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming an actual member. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would I do that, John? First off, calm down. The stakes in this are very, very low. But also, when you click the join button and you become a member, you get access to bonus content that I make every week, and it's a ton of fun. You get access to tons of custom emojis and more besides that. By the way, if you join at tier 3, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself and other awesome people, and we always have a great time. By the way, you'll get all that going forward, but you also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips, top 10 lists, debates, and more. What are you waiting for? Click the join button below. Your support powers our show, and we couldn't do it without you. Or at the very least, I wouldn't really want to try. Viewers like you keep me here. So thank you in advance for joining.